Christina Ricci. If you want more pars, but you're really struggling with your ball striking, you're really hitting behind it, hitting a lot of chunks and low shots from the fairway, let's make sure you're not elevating your lead hip too soon. All right, if you go into extension too early or get that lead hip rising too early, that's going to send your low point behind the ball. All right, so you're really going to struggle with compression. So I'm going to show you a great drill to help you keep your hip line, your hip flexion behaving throughout the swing. You ready? Let's get to it. All right, so we're going to do this for your backswing and then your downswing. So all you're going to do is get in a 7-iron posture, place the club on your hip joints. All right, and then from there, you're going to hinge yourself. All right, so we're gonna get into our golf posture with a hip hinge. That's step number one. Make sure your back is in neutral, not super arched or super tucked. All right, so neutral. Now from here, you're gonna take this hand, and let's work on the backswing. You're gonna push it back. All right, so when you push it back, you can see what it does to the shoulder line and the leg angle. From this angle here, hip hinge and then push it back. All right, so it really gives you good hip flexion and more forward bend. All right, remember the ball's down there, so we really need to be in our posture. All right, so this is just a great way to feel what the hip rotations should feel like and physically do in the backswing. And then from here, let's do the lead side now. We just did the trail side. I like using the grip as a lever, so go ahead and flip the club. And again, hip hinge, get into your golf posture. Now from here, you're going to push your hand back. All right, push your hand back like that. All right, so you can see that you're creating hip flexion on this side. All right, and then we come up. All right, so if you put that all together, boom, boom, and boom. All right, so essentially, we are hip hinging, creating deep hip flexion. I like to focus on the glutes more than the hips, and then we're staying deep, and then we're gonna come up. All right, when you stay deep, and this is where the magic is, when you stay deep, that creates space here. So with the club in hand, as you get to the top and you create your hip flexion, and then you stay deep, that creates space for your arm structure to work through. All right, and then you swing through. All right, a lot of players get real uncomfortable being down here. All right, because they're afraid they're gonna chunk it. And you definitely are if you don't release. So if you hang on, and if you don't rotate through the shot. All right, so you're the target. If you're in your shot, boom, boom, and you stall out and you just flip your hands at it, you're gonna chunk it. All right, if you just use your arms to try to hit the ball, you're gonna chunk the heck out of it. If you don't engage your lats and your lead butt to create a solid lead side to rotate around, you're gonna chunk it. All right, if you're over the top, you're gonna chunk it. All right, so you have to be on plane here, you have to be. All right, so if you really focus on your butt, getting it deep quick, it's going to help you with your golf sequence. All right, so a lot of players are just slow. They get to the top, they may get deep, and then together with the hands and the arms, then they go. And it's just, that messes with the golf sequence. So you really got to feel before your hands get to the top, you're already gone with a lead butt. All right, I talk a lot about this in my butt move videos. All right, but it's really, really important. So the drills that you can do, there's a weight on the tee, just go ahead and boom, boom. All right, this is just a great way to feel it, boom, boom. And you can see the hip line. It's not doing this. That's where I see players go off. The hip line goes up. All right, then the low point's way back here. All right, so this is just a great way to train staying in your posture, staying deep in your hip flexion, late into the swing, what you feel is after impact, then you extend up. Players extend up too early, and it sends the lead shoulder up, the torso back. You're most likely going to have this action going through. All right, flip at it, and then you're not going to be able to rotate all the way through. So it's really important to get your hip line moving properly, and it all comes from the glutes. All right, all comes from the big muscles. It's not just a hip thing, it's a butt move. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. It's not come up, extend, fall back, blade it. No buts about it, your game's in the tanker. What are you gonna do? You're gonna come to a more pars camp and you're gonna let me help you. I'll help you get the butt move. Let's do this. And if you can't come to camp just yet, head to morepars.com and sign up for my virtual camp. Or download my app, morepars.tv. Tons of tips that you won't see anywhere else.